Hi, my name is Kara Rice. I have an early childhood education degree, a bachelor's degree, and I have 7 years of experience. I taught for 2 years as a substitute teacher, and then I taught for a year as a preschool teacher. I taught for 2 years as a kindergarten teacher, and then I taught for 2.5 years as a second grade teacher. And that last quarter was earlier this school year when I moved to Utah. I was able to transition my class into the care of a new teacher. I taught at a classical Christian school, and there was one lesson that had some STEAM elements to it. It was a lesson on gravity and friction. I started by reading a little bit of a biography about Isaac Newton, and then I gave them activity to do during our literacy centers, where they had a ramp and many rolling objects, different textures on the ramp, and they could discover how far those rolling objects went and mark it with tape. So they were measuring and comparing and discovering on their own. The assessment that I used was whether or not they memorized a poem about gravity and friction, and we recited that poem as a class, looking at the words and then sometimes not looking at the words, every week during that quarter. And so if I were to teach that lesson in a public school, I would start out with having them predict which thing they think would roll the farthest and which texture on the ramp would work. I then would have them graph their data while they were doing it, and then at the end I would have them write out their discoveries, and then maybe have a class discussion about the patterns they saw across the class and how that connects with the gravity and friction poem we were learning together and how they saw it proved in their experiments. I love being able to set clear expectations and during the first week, and rules and procedures during the first week of school. I lay out, this is how we do it in our class, to show respect for each other and respect for our school. So the first couple weeks there's much grace and reminders, but when I am absolutely sure that everyone is used to the expectations and knows them, then I will start holding them accountable. And I won't do that during a lesson. I will usually take notes of what I see them doing, and then later I might pull them aside and say, what are our expectations during this part of class? I saw you doing this. Do you remember doing this? Does this match our expectations? If not, what can we do better next time? And if they say they don't remember, that's okay. A lot of times we forget what we do, but I am going to have to help you remember next time by taking away this privilege. That's how I would help them remember our procedures and expectations and hold them accountable. Thank you so much for watching this and considering my application. I really look forward to the chance to meet you in person.